Hey guys, thank you for checking out our Monday.com property management CRM. So we're using the Monday CRM package to manage incoming leads through the PMA and onboarding process into our property management database. Most people already know that Monday.com is a great workflow management tool, and this takes it a step further for you to really use Monday as your full CRM and further consolidate your software stack. So let's go check out the leads board. So this board is managing all of your incoming leads. You can connect this on your property management website through your marketing emails or whatever you're using on your side to market your property management company. We can set it up to populate this board here. And so let's check out our columns real quick. We have a status column, and here's some standard statuses to start with. Incoming leads will be marked as new lead. We have attempted to contact, contacted, qualified, closed won, and unqualified lost. So feel free to edit these to whatever makes the most sense for you. Also, we have the source column, and we've marked a few for you for maybe incoming calls through your phone line, your website, referrals, and emails. Next is the next action due date. We use this over a lot of our different boards, and the purpose of it is so that your team can make a touch with these incoming leads and mark maybe what follow-up date they'd like to see there. This will drive the priority column and allow you at a higher level to just see what's due and what's past due, right? And over here, we just have the property to be managed column and our incoming leads, emails, and phone numbers. So let's check out the item card real quick. So this item card is showing the different statuses or phases of this incoming leads process. Okay, so you can change these here and it will actually change it on the item itself. And over here on the right-hand column, we have all of the different columns on this board. If you want to modify this view or on any of the item cards, you can click up here on the three dots on the top right and go to Edit Layout and Content. And you can go into any of these item boxes, drill down on really just the columns that you need. So you can deselect this or select as many columns as you want. Over here in the middle of the item card is our emails and activities. You can make different notes for what's going on with this lead. Maybe you took a phone call and you could write up a quick call summary. Was great. All right, and then you can click add and you'll see that the call summaries are marked in here. If you want to just send some emails, I recommend setting up some of your email templates for your sales pipeline. So you can go into here, you can write whatever you'd like into the email template here and go over and save draft as new template. So set up a few different templates here for this process. So now let's talk about where these leads go once you've closed and won the lead. So we have a button here to start the onboarding process. So let's click that. And you can see that the item is no longer on the leads board. It's actually moved over to the PMA and onboarding board. On this board, it's now tracking by property instead of owner. Okay, so our property is 123 test drive, and this is putting your data in a format that's going to allow you to manage your PMA document and create an account in your system with the new owner, property, and units. So let's check out the statuses on this board real quick. We have new PMA, PMA sent, PMA signed, account funded, account created, gathering additional information, and setup complete. So you can see the definition of done on this board is when we've collected all of the information that we need in the onboarding process. So there could be a lot of owner docs here. Similar to the other board, we have our next action due date, and we have some of our owner information here. So we're using this workflow view. So if there are columns that you don't care about, you can click right into here and go to hide and turn on or off any of the fields that are required for you. Make sure you click save to this view when done. All right, let's check out this item card. So we brought over some of the standard fields that our clients have cared about on their PMAs. And one thing you're going to notice on this item card is that we have multiple owners and units. So the output of this board is actually creating the properties, owners, and units in your Monday database boards. So in this view, you'll see that we are looking at the PMA, the property, the owner, and the unit information. And you'll notice that this board actually manages up to 4 units and up to 2 owners. So you'll want to define things like service level, and you can modify this to match your own internal docs, the number of owners that you are onboarding, what your agreement start date and end date will be, what the property reserve is, that's always nice to know, and also your maintenance limit. Down here on the properties, we want to define what the rental type is. I'm going to say that it's a multifamily, and I will say that there are 2 units. They were built in 2001. I have some owner information here. I'm going to say, let's say there's 1 owner, and I'm going to need to fill out 2 units worth of data. Okay, so on the address, if this was a multifamily, I'm going to say it's 123 Test Drive, Unit 1. And over here, I'm going to say 123 Test Drive, Unit 2. We have a single address column in our database boards, so signify what unit number there are here. We have some documentation over here that should be helpful for you. If you start making modifications to this workflow, I recommend keeping this up to date. And you can see that our input was the incoming leads board, and our output is going to create the properties, units, and owners in the database boards. And we are tracking the next action due date and the status column through this workflow. Okay, so step 1 in the instructions were for us to complete all applicable fields, which we have done. Oop, I better put a 2 there. Once the owner has funded the account, we would click the Create Account button. Typically, we're seeing that PMs do not need to create an item in the database board until we've seen the account funded. So we have a status for that for you to decide when to actually click this button. Some email templates that you could add for this board would be something like a welcome email to the owner, typically a PMA signing email. If you're preparing documents and you want to send that out, you could do that through here. New property onboarding form. So typically you're sending out another form that has all of the different data that you're going to collect to create this account. And then we also have an additional info required email if you're running forms that allow the owner to submit some things and maybe come back on a second time to complete that. Some of the automation opportunities that you could look at for this is when an item is created, we're usually assigning it to the BDM on your team. And then somewhere in this workflow, you may be passing that over to an admin. So you can check out those automations. When a status changes to a specific stage, we could also send some type of email template out as well. Save yourself a touch there. And we set up PMA signing all the time for this. So if you want to actually integrate PandaDoc into this workflow, we have the automation templates for that. Just reach out to us. And also new property onboarding forms. We have plenty of templates for this. We can also connect to your existing form. So now that everything is filled out, let's just pretend that we've went through the whole PMA signing process. We have our onboarding forms. Now I'm going to create the account in my database forms. So I'm going to click this. And it's been marked as created. Okay. You will see that 123 Test Drive has been created. All right. Also on our owners board, you will see that the owner has been created here. And also on our units board, we have 123 Test Drive. We created 2 units here, a 3-bed, 2-bath, and a 2-bed, 2-bath. Now back on the leases board, I will go over in other videos how you can run your renewals, your delinquencies, your move-ins and move-out workflows from this single board. So where I would start out is going through the leads board and checking your status and your source columns and modifying them to match your current workflow. And maybe you have a spreadsheet that you're already tracking some of these things in. I would start moving those contacts over into here so that your team can start working this board. Also on the PMA and onboarding board, check out these statuses. And if you need to just add a quick checklist for your onboarding process, you can always hit like the three dots and add column to right and go doc. Here's a Monday doc. You could name it onboarding checklist and edit that doc template, putting in all of the things that you already have for your current workflow. If you have any questions, please feel free to reach out. Also, check the link in the description for our Monday.com for property management group. Over there, we will be helping others with best practices in Monday.com and see what others are building with their Monday.com builds.